What's poppin'? Thanks for stopping, everyone. How do you boost muscle growth naturally? You don't. But no, guys, stay tuned where I'm going to show you some how do you build muscle a little bit better naturally. Hopefully this is going to be a super fast video. We know how I like to ramble, so we'll see how that ends up going. In this video, we're going to go over 10 essential things that you need to boost your muscle growth naturally and really make sure it's optimized. And the last one is an absolute must, so make sure you stay tuned till the end. Because it won't really make sense if you skip straight to it. I knew you were about to try to fuck up my click-through rate right here, so yeah, I predicted it. It's hidden. The video is like a vault, bro. You cannot break through it, okay? The first one, let's knock this out of the way. It's the most studied supplement on the planet. Literally everybody's expecting it to be on the list. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm talking, of course, about creatine monohydrate. It's just proven to work, honestly. If you do the loading phase properly, the results will vary based on the person, but you can flood up to about like 6 or 10-ish pounds of water weight into your muscle mass. There's been some crazy cases out there where people look like they gain 10 pounds of muscle in a week. I like you don't have to do a loading phase. It's not necessary. You can just jump straight into one dose a day if you really want to. However, I like the way the loading phase makes me look, so I do the loading phase. If that doesn't make you want to take creatine, personally, I don't know what will. There's different types of creatines you can take. If you're not a fan of the water retention, you can always do HCl or Crealkaline or whatever. Seriously though, can we talk about the inflation prices of creatine monohydrate? You used to be able to buy a tub from bodybuilding.com for like $10. And now it costs like $30-40. God, I fucking love capitalism, bro. Let's go ahead and do a simplified breakdown of what creatine does and how it works. I'm very much simplifying this. Can't wait for somebody to crucify me in the comments for getting one term wrong. Anyways, but basically what it does is it ups your ATP production. Think of ATP as like energy for your muscle, giving your muscle more energy to work with. It'll be able to produce more force, recover better, and also get you more reps, in turn making you more jacked. Creatine is going to be a very slight difference, so don't expect it after that first week to be like, you're taking fucking Liver King's bull testicles. Anyways, say you were going to gain 20 pounds of muscle in a year. You may gain 23. 2. Probably the most fucking important thing literally ever. Get enough protein in. This is a super easy one here, so it blows my fucking mind that people do not understand it. I broke this down in my previous video about Chris Bumstead. So whenever you're in the gym, you're constantly tearing down the muscle, right? You're creating little micro tears in it. Well, whenever you eat protein, it breaks down into amino acids. Our muscles, they're made of amino acids. So our body takes the amino acids from what we're eating and uses that to help rebuild our muscle back, in turn making it bigger. If you do not give your body enough of it, it does not have the physical building blocks to get bigger. So if you do a bunch of training, do all the sets in the world, but don't eat enough protein, congratulations. You are on the hardest path that leads you absolutely nowhere. How much do you actually need to build muscle? You need about 1 gram per pound of body weight. You can get by with a little bit less than that, but honestly, to be on the safe side, I wouldn't go less than that. What I basically mean is there's been a lot of people who say you need like 0.6 grams per pound of body weight. Me personally, whenever I've done this in the past, I have in fact lost size and I was on a bolt. Just 1 gram per pound of body weight is fantastic. I would say on days you may accidentally be a little bit lower, you may fall around to like 0.8, and that's okay, of course. For those people who recommend anything below that 0.8, usually it's usually people who are on PEDs, and PEDs, a lot of them up your muscle protein synthesis. So it's somewhat applicable, but not optimally applicable for you. Anybody who's been telling you to eat fucking 2 grams per pound of body weight is absolutely mental and is actually doing more harm than good. Now, don't get me wrong, eating like a ridiculous amount of protein isn't going to like put you in the ICU or anything. You're not all of a sudden going to look like you got in a fucking knife fight with Jimothy the homeless man, okay? You just aren't really optimizing muscle growth. It's been shown that if you really want to optimize muscle growth, carbs are the way to go. Because instead, if say a 150-pound person was eating 300 grams of protein, you don't really need to do that. But also, you could be just getting 150 grams of protein and getting an extra 150 grams of carbs, which would fuel you for better pumps, better workouts, and more energy. Okay, also, little disclaimer. I know there's going to be one person that's like, I'm 300 pounds. Do I really need 300 grams of protein? No, actually, you need even less. I would say instead of going off gram per body weight, go off of a gram per centimeter of height. And anyways, let's keep going. Train for your training level. Now, what does this mean? If you're a beginner lifter, focus mainly on your compound movements, focus heavily on progressive overload, do a lot of strength work, the big movements. Can you grow muscle mass with other movements? Of course you can. Yeah, you can leg press all day. However, you won't grow as best as you can, honestly. An advanced program as a beginner, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot, believe it or not, because you know the reason that advanced people don't do barbell compounds every single fucking day is because they can't recover from it. Once you're an advanced lifter, you're so strong to the point where you're basically outlifting your own body's capability. Benching 10 sets a week, super wide, like 5x5, is pretty easy to do and to recover from whenever you're only benching 135 pounds. Pretty fucking hard to recover from that after you're like an intermediate advanced lifter, you know? If you're an intermediate person, still incorporate some of the barbell compound movements, but really start focusing on lifts that give you better like stimulus to fatigue ratio, start incorporating more volume work, start targeting other kind of muscle groups into there. You can probably go your entire beginner like stage without ever doing a lateral raise. As soon as you get to intermediate, you want them babies to grow, you got to start doing some lateral raises. And then as an advanced lifter, you really got to get focused in with your stimulus to fatigue ratio. You really got to get dialed in with like recovery adaptation, periodization, all that kind of stuff. 4, get some damn sleep. Okay? Get sleep. You know how I said like you literally can't like build muscle if you don't have enough protein? Well, when do you think your body actually recovers? It's when you're sleeping. I just realized I had this fucking pen in my hand this whole time, dog. From now on, it's you 1v1ing Darkrai on New Moon Island. It's you and your sleep paralysis demon getting a little bit too close. Also, if you get shit sleep, your testosterone goes down. Like pretty much immediately. Sleep literally reduces your fatigue. So like I was talking earlier about stimulus to fatigue ratio, if you have a really bad sleep schedule, pretty much everything is going to fatigue you. But also, if you do not get enough sleep, your stress will be multiplied. Cortisol is not very great for muscle growth. Now, here's a little controversial one here. Spec into a testosterone booster if you feel so inclined. What kind of testosterone booster am I talking about? Well, I am still talking about a natural. Actually, you fucking moron. Natural testosterone boosters do little to nothing. What are you going to do? Tribulus terrestis your way out of having genetically small calves? Oh, damn. Fucking got me there, bro. Anyways, so testosterone boosters, not all of them are good. In fact, a lot of them are pretty shit, if I'm being real with you. What testosterone boosters am I talking about? Of course, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen or watched something to do with More Plates, More Dates, Greg Doucette, fucking Andrew Huberman, all that stuff, right? Basically, the testosterone boosters they're talking about, those kind. They include Fagosia, Tongkat Ali. Now, I'm not saying these things are going to turn you into Bradley fucking Martin, right? But they are going to help for sure. They are going to help for sure. Not a huge margin. Don't expect a night and day difference from them. However, they will help you get better energy, better strength, build a little bit more muscle, all the benefits that testosterone has. So don't use these as a crutch. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to get a testosterone booster so I can sleep like shit. Hey, everyone. PSA time. Just wanted to ask you guys if you guys could please subscribe. Thank you once again. Working really hard on these videos. I'm not going to bore you too much or get into too much of the detail, but I would really appreciate you subscribing and sharing the content to anybody else who you think needs it. Just send them this link and be like, hey, bro, you're small. I think you could really benefit from this. Next, easy one here. Everybody say it with me. Calorie surplus. At some point, can you recomp? Absolutely. I have a video right here about how you can recomp, but do I think everybody should recomp? No. Eventually, whenever you get to a point, recomping is just not gonna fucking happen. You can main gain for sure, and I know all the Greg Doucette stands in the audience here are gonna be a little bit tweaked on that, ready to attack and leak my IP address on the dark web or something. Speaking of personal experience, I was a huge fan of main gaining for a while and recomping as a matter of fact, and I still believe in the concept. Scientifically, it makes sense. It's just that if you really want to build as much muscle as possible, a surplus should be in order. And now, okay, no, don't go full Nikocado avocado on me. I'm talking about a lean bulk, maybe like a 300 calorie surplus. And now I know that like whenever you pack on a bunch of unnecessary fat or whatever, can this happen? Yes. Is it going to be really, really slow fat gain? Absolutely. And then you can just mini cut again. In the first week or so, you'll probably look like and tell me to jump off a bridge. But as soon as you start eating and not a surplus again, that you realize it's a bunch of water weight and that you actually gained quite a bit of size and you feel great. Yeah, anyways. And also bulking's fucking fun. Next we got no program hopping. Take one program, like I said, made for your training level, stick to it. Your boy was the biggest program hopper ever. I have severe workout ADHD and regular ADHD. It literally takes me prescription meth to behave like a normal human. If I cannot program hop, you cannot program hop. You really want to stick to the same program, same layout, and same exercise selection for a while at least. And I'll explain that in the next couple tips, but let's hop into the next ones. Progressive overload is king. This is what you should be doing every single day. This is what you should be thinking about every single time you go into the gym. Progressive overload. What is progressive overload? Getting better. Whether that's more weight, more reps. Really, that's it. You must be adding weights to the correct exercises and adding reps to the correct exercise when it's appropriate and really trying to push it. Otherwise, you will literally stay the same size indefinitely. You know why? Because your body has no fucking reason to grow. This is one of the reasons you need to stick to the same program as mentioned in the previous tip, because if you change up the lift you're doing every single week, how do you know you're actually progressing? Let's continue going. Last, final tip, really important, amazing tip. Track your damn workouts. I see so many dudes that just go into the fucking gym, never fucking track their workouts, and it's like, okay, you've been lifting the same weight for the past like 6 years. That's another reason that you need to stick to the same program, is because you need to be able to track that program, learn how to run it effectively, and actually get the most out of it. It's a lot harder to remember all the shit in your head. You must track your workouts, track your sets, track your reps, track your weight, track your exercises. So we'll take incline curls for an example. Say you were doing incline curls, right? And then you had one of your old programs in the vault of your notepad app or whatever, right? You go back to it and it says you were incline curling 15-pound dumbbells for 20 reps, 3 sets, right? And then you look at your one now, say it's maybe a year or two later, and you're like, you're incline curling 40s for 20 reps. If I'm not just like fucking turbo virgin spanking the fucking weight into the air and I'm doing it with the same form, I should definitely have gained muscle mass. And then you can probably look at your biceps and be like, damn, that shit's got more stacked for sure. That's the video pretty much. But yeah. And I'm going to give you guys a little bonus tip right here, right? A little bonus tip.